Morning guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Scott, Steel Mountain Moto. This is Chato. Hey bud. We're gonna do a little bit of an interesting ride today. You guys are gonna see a little bit more of, we'll say, a build series. If any of you guys have heard Marcus's bike or been around Marcus's bike, you'd be like, there's been some work done to that. But the performance doesn't quite match what's been done to that bike. So we're gonna go on a little special adventure today. Well, I am. Chato's not coming. Marcus isn't coming. But I'm gonna jump on Pearl, run over to Marcus's house, grab his bike, and then we're gonna be off to our special project. So if you guys wanna follow along, I think this is gonna be a pretty cool video. Steel Mountain Moto, good morning. Great to see you again. Let's get it. One-handed doesn't work very well. Speed bumps, small little spots. I'm barely moving. This isn't that easy. Okay guys, so I just got this beautiful text message from our boy Marcus. It says, and I quote, and don't do this while you're riding guys, I had to pull over to do this. Don't do this while you're riding. But it says, car is moved, saddlebag's empty, key on seat, garage clicker in the mailbox, X amount of dollars in the right saddlebag, front pouch, extra 30 bucks for your lunch. My lord, this is my real sweetheart. You know, Steel Mountain boys take care of each other, you know. Guy's buying me lunch. That's real sweet. Anyway, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about what we're going to do and what's happening to Marcus's bike today. But first, coffee. Hockey sticks for door handles, only in Canada. Go in the front over here and watch? Yeah. Hard for them to hear us, it's really loud in there, but it's supposed to get a lot louder. So we're gonna go run to the front of this magical container. This thing's gotta be loud as hell. But we're gonna go watch in the front and see what's up. Ooh. How loud does it get in here?
He is loud.
Real loud?
Yeah.
So what are we going to see? Are you going to see your graphs up here on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So are you okay if I watch this?
You sure can. That's
okay,
extra.
Cool.
It's extra on the bill.
Extra on the bill. That's okay. I'm not buying. Welcome to Speed Lab, everybody. Newmarket, Ontario. Speedlab.ca. Give you a little plug.
Sure.
Speedlab.ca. So you give me a quick tutorial. What are we looking at here?
We have a Harley.
Yeah. We got a 2023 Harley-Davidson Road Glide Special with a little bit of work done to it. But on our screen, what are we looking at here on our screen?
This is the data that we receive from the dyno to actually allow us to monitor and adjust to proper calibrations.
Okay, so we've got vehicle speed, we have engine speed, so RPMs, air to fuel ratio.
Top right, top corner.
All right, and then braking, just engine braking, or is that?
That is a load cell braking to apply a load to the vehicle or to the motorcycle for proper fueling.
So like road force.
Exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
So it thinks you're actually on the road because you'll never have the true requirements like wind and everything else.
Right.
But we apply 25 to 30% load because you got to figure the weight of the roller to the weight of the rider to the weight of the bike, and you roughly 20 to 25 to 30% is a calculation of pretty much equal equivalence. So
Gotcha.
when
Okay,
it's
cool.
going down the road, it's simulating the proper resistance.
Gotcha. Very cool. Okay. And you guys write all your own programs?
Yes.
Yeah. So you use the software that writes into the ECU, and then you use the dyno jet screen here just to see what everything
For our data.
is currently
But
running.
we use our technical research data platform as well, which is more accurate because it actually has a wideband, the TR2 system plugged into the bike, right into the headers.
Okay.
So we actually get a proper, true exhaust reading, no delay from the reference on what the dyno is showing because the probe distance there's always a.
There's a delay because it's not next
There's
to each
always
other.
a delay because it's going through a tube, going through a hose, going through a pump, going through. So you have to remember there's always that delay factor.
Right.
So, but with O2s, with the TR2 system in the exhaust, we have accurate reading on exactly right to the millisecond.
Very cool. And then the dyno is what's giving this information here.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Cool.
With the load cell and everything else.
Nice. And what do the neighbors think of your dyno container here?
They love it.
They love it? Yeah, they're really excited.
They love it.
It's probably real loud outside.
It's
I'd love to
actually
be able to
louder.
film both. Okay guys, so this thing's stock, makes 85, 90 horsepower tops. That's without exhaust, air intake, the other mods that we've done without the cam, all that kind of stuff. So just with bolt-on parts, we're up to 111. The thing just runs like a bag of shit. So we're gonna tune this up and it's gonna make a whole lot more horsepower. Let's see what it does. Okay, guys.
Get another horsepower out of it, but
Huh?
I could probably get another horsepower out of it, but
You're good there?
I'm good. I'm happy with that. That's safe because if he rides the bike hard, that air feels 1280, 1290 to 1, which is nice and safe.
Yeah, awesome. So well balanced.
Yeah.
Beauty. Awesome. Okay, guys. So tune is finished. My ears are ringing. I can feel the pounding in my chest from all of this. It's insane, guys, to watch a dyno. This is the first time I've ever experienced one in person. Pretty phenomenal. But yeah, we're gonna go over numbers here in a little bit, but we're not gonna tell you what they are just yet. And I also don't want Marcus to know, but it's impressive. It's really, really impressive. Okay, everybody, I gotta tell you, Marcus's bike is an absolute monster, and I'm a little scared that he's going to be outperforming me. He's definitely going to outperform our good friend Anthony that spent a ton of money on his bike too. So this is going to be a challenge. If Marcus is quicker than the old Pearl, I hope not. Anyway, Marcus threw an extra 30 bucks in for lunch. I told you about that earlier. So I'm here at Taps Bar and Grill, I think, just down the street from Marcus's place, and I'm going to have myself a nice little clubhouse sandwich, little house salad, a little bit of whiskey, and I'm just going to enjoy the patio vibes here, and then I'll get his bike back and ride home. So hopefully this is going to turn out to be a good video. We've got a lot of content coming your way, different rides, different things, so like, comment, subscribe, share a bunch, let us know you love us, and yeah. Let's see where adventures take you. That's a wrap.
All right, what is up, Steel Mountain family? I'm back. It's my turn on my bike, finally, once again. So, as you guys probably just saw, Scott was riding my bike. He was tuning my bike. Well, I took it to the tuner. So I just got off the phone with him as I just got home myself. And Scott was saying, be careful, be careful, be careful. He sent me a couple videos of himself, and he is smiling from ear to ear, a huge grin on his face. So, oh my God, these visors, there we go, almost, are a pain, a big pain. Why can't this go in? There we go. So, we're about to hop on my bike. Freshly tuned, ready to rip. I'm gonna be careful because I don't know. Scott's like, oh, this is it's faster than my bike. It's super fast. Because before, what was happening was the bike, when you're in like a low speed, it was kind of choking out, which is why it's important to tune your bike. So anything under like 3,500 RPM, it was just starving itself. And it was like, I'd really have to rev it up. And then it felt like it finally got the spark and then go. Also dangerous in corners, because sometimes that would happen. I'd be like cruising and then suddenly like huge power band and then you're boosted. Not good, no bueno. So let's get ready to rock. I'm gonna roll this bike outside and start it up and get my reaction to what it sounds like, because I don't know what it sounds like yet. All right, guys, startup time. Okay, that sounds pretty nice, so let's get her going. Way smoother. Such a better ride already. Oh.
Hey, buddy, this has got to all be a secret. This has got to be a secret.
I'm excited.
So, boys and girls, what we are going to do right now is we're going to reveal to Marcus what his numbers were today on the dyno. It's pretty exciting stuff.
It is. I'm excited. It's so much smoother now. It's like butter. Like, so before, when I would go through the corners, it would hesitate and it would be starving. And it feels like I would literally stall in a corner. It was so unrideable. It was just junk.
Yeah. And I've ridden it a couple of times now. Rode it for the Take Me to Church. Bike going by.
Jixer?
A little guy in a Jixer. It's always the way. Anyway, yeah, I rode it for the Take Me to Church, and I think if you look at that video, the first thing I say when I get back is we need to tune this thing really bad.
And that's not based on one ride. Think about how I feel like riding it for like a couple weeks now.
Yeah. So, and we probably need some new spark plugs for it, so we'll see those in the future videos as well.
Yeah.
But we're going to start out with the baseline. So just the mechanical components put into the bike. Now we're going to tell people what we put into the bike.
What? I don't need to hide stuff.
You don't need to hide anything? Okay. So first off, a 475 gear cam.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
We have our S&S 56?
55.
50. No, that's injectors, no?
But it's both, yeah.
Okay, 55 mil manifold.
Yes.
And 5.5 injectors.
5.5, yeah.
So with that, 1 second, kids, we got to get to the right screen here. Your bike was making, in the shitty condition with air fuel mixture and all that kind of stuff, you were making 111 horsepower.
Damn!
118 foot-pounds of torque.
Oh my God. So for reference, a bone stock to the crank makes 85 with my engine.
So that's where we're starting. 85, 90 horsepower, depends on engine, but that's what the 114 should be putting out.
Damn.
So, I was in that container today. You're going to see it in the video, but I was in that container today for probably a good hour, maybe two. And we got some pretty good numbers. You ready for this? This is where we're going to insert a drum roll with that guy walking by. But I think in the video we should insert a drum roll right here.
All right.
Final dyno testing tuned bike is putting out 119.87 horsepower.
Oh, my God.
124.87 foot-pounds of torque. So,
jeez.
I say we can go with 120 and 125.
Yeah. Damn.
And it feels like it, right?
Yeah, oh my God.
And I can tell you, compared to the CVO ST stock, except for exhaust, this bike is smoking it now. Like, it's unbelievably fast.
That's
all
insane.
kinds of response. It's going to eat fuel, but it's a monster.
Damn. When I threw this in, I was kind of guesstimating around like the, I was like, yeah, that's crazy. I was thinking best case scenario, I'd be at 115. And I was like, based on like, cause I've tuned my cars in the past and I always got like bad luck.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm probably gonna end up sitting at like 110 and that'd be it. But to be at 120 is nuts. That is nuts.
On two wheels, 120, and that's to the rear wheel.
Yeah.
That's not crank, to the rear wheel. And they even said their dyno's slow, but I think the other part of it is too, I'm sure they tell everybody that.
Yeah.
you know, oh, you'd get a couple more horsepower. But the thing is, the conversation was it needs to be rideable. It's not a lot of city riding we do.
No.
We do a lot of country roads. We do a lot of kind of touring, longer trips. So I think it's more than rideable. I was on the thing for 130 kilometers today after it was tuned.
Well,
it's like butter. It's really good.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like riding from Mississauga back into Hamilton, it feels like not obviously not power wise, but now it feels like when I bought the bike.
Like a stock bike.
Yeah, like
just
smooth.
Way more power.
Yeah.
Way more power.
You can predict what you're gonna feel at every RPM. And like, you know, when you're going slow and you're low speed, low gear, you know how it's going to react.
Yeah.
Before we tuned it, it was just like unpredictable. It was like
erratic.
wild.
Yeah. You'd get on the throttle, it would just die. The fuel would drop, and it was really cool to watch them because you could actually watch, like when we did the base tune, you could see the fuel air mixture was like this, and then you get on the throttle, it dipped, then it would come up, and then it would dip again. So what was happening is as soon as you got on the throttle, no fuel. And that's why it was because the injectors were just trying to fill it, and then it would just jam up because finally you'd get all that fuel in there and then just bang and it would go.
Damn.
So there was some other talk today about a different exhaust on this thing too.
Really?
Yeah.
Like this is restricting?
No, this is not restricting enough, they said. So the turnout, what the tuner had told me is that the turnouts the air kind of comes out and it just kind of bloop, 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 and just kind of falls out. Gives it a great sound, but it doesn't give the right kind of back pressure that you need in order to create that horsepower and torque. The Shorty does give you more torque. But anyway, and I kind of said, kind of like a volcano kind of just bubbling up. And he was like, yeah, kind of like that. So when the air comes out, it just kind of flops, where other ones will push and then push and push and push. So he said maybe with that, it might change up a little bit. Who knows?
I can't foresee much, what, two horsepower extra?
Yeah, maybe. And I can't think of anything else you would do to this thing, really.
No, I think it's done, like engine-wise, performance-wise. The next, I would say, like suspension would be the next thing.
Suspension, I would suggest as well. Yeah. It is a little rocky. You know, it dives a little bit in the front end. The ass end is very stiff. It might just be an adjustment too.
It could be, because again, like when I picked up the bike from the dealer, I said it once and never again.
It never changed it,
No.
So, but, some nice Oleans or Legends on there, Progressive, something. You know, I think that'd be cool. Yeah.
There's some dude right now who's making custom suspension. Like you tell him what's in your bike, what you plan to do with it, and he like makes it. I think they're called specific suspension. So quite literally, they make a specific suspension for your bike.
Specific.
I think so.
Specific,
and I think he's in the Pacific.
Specifically specific.
Maybe. I don't know where he is. Okay. All those guys in the States are nuts with bikes because they get year-round riding. We get a few months.
So. Yeah. So, I guess that's it.
That's it.
We got the big numbers.
Yeah.
Pretty bonkers.
It is. That's nuts.
Congratulations on the horsepower.
Thank you.
It's a beast.
I'm so excited.
All right. Well, that's it, kids.
We're going to ride now.
We're out.